She's a star. She's a star. Hello everyone, my name is Marie and welcome back to my channel. Thanks so much for tuning in today. So I was actually supposed to have a sewing video up today, but I caught a sinus infection, so I really didn't do a lot of sewing last week. And this week I didn't do enough sewing to justify a full video on the project I'm working on, but I will be posting that in a couple weeks because I think I'm finishing the first part either today or tomorrow. But today I really wanted to do a costume analysis video, and I picked the film Pearl, which has got to be one of my favorite movies from 2022. Pearl is a prequel to Ty West's X, and it is such a fantastic film. I'm not really going to be discussing and analyzing the film because there's so many videos that already do that. I loved the marriage between the silent film techniques and tricks and the slasher aspect of this film. It was such a unique character study and such a fascinating character to really do a film on. So today I really want to talk about the costumes in Pearl and how they lend themselves to the storytelling of the film as well. Please keep in mind that this video will be spoiler heavy, so if you haven't watched the film and you plan on watching the film and you don't want spoilers, maybe this isn't the video for you to watch just yet. When designing costumes for film and television, it is extremely important to take the character's personality into consideration, as well as their background. I've got a question for the comment section. If I say good costume design, what is the first film or television series that immediately comes to your head? Chances are it's going to be one that's memorable. And Pearl's costume designer, I'm going to butcher this name and I do apologize, so if anybody knows the proper pronunciation of this name, please let me know. Malgosia Tursanska did an excellent job with taking character background, character motivation into her costume design. So let's examine Pearl's costume design choices as well as how it compares and contrasts to a couple of other characters in the film. There's a reason why the red dress went viral on TikTok during Halloween because they really are memorable costumes. Pearl takes place during the influenza pandemic of 1918 on a rural farm. Her parents are very straight-laced and strict, and that definitely reflects in the costume choices, especially Pearl's audition dress, which I will talk about in just a few minutes, but I actually want to start with her workwear. The costumes of Pearl take a lot of historical inspiration as opposed to being strictly historically accurate, and I actually don't mind it for a film like Pearl because it really does read like a demented fairy tale more than a serious period drama. I wasn't able to find any evidence that women were wearing overalls while working. It seemed to be men that wore those overalls.
Hello, it is editing me right here. I stand corrected. I was able to find a couple of advertisements where it advertises women's overall. I have not seen photographs of women in overalls though, but assuming that they were selling them, women were wearing them.
However, the overalls themselves seem to be pretty accurate to the time period. Overalls really haven't changed much throughout the century. And there's actually some evidence that women were wearing pants while working. So here's an advertisement I found. I really like what the overalls symbolize and how they appear at the beginning and at the end of the film. At the beginning, she's this wide-eyed country farmer girl who just wants to be a star in Hollywood. And she changes out of these overalls, which symbolize almost something sort of a uniform. After all, they are her workwear. She's wearing this out of convenience rather than out of vanity. This isn't something she'd be wearing to a Hollywood audition, or if she were a star, she probably wouldn't be caught dead in overalls. The fact that she also changes into the overalls at the end of the movie, signifying her complacency in the most demented of ways at her fate, completes the character arc. She's accepted that she's never gonna be a star. Sort of. So during the middle of the film, Pearl has this very strange dream where she's on the stage and then she sees her mother. Please watch the movie. It's so good. I do not know how to explain it and I don't want to get copyrighted, so I'm not going to put on clips of this. But she has this adorable light blue outfit, which is actually my favorite outfit of the film, even though it only appears for 0.5 seconds. This outfit is actually pretty historically accurate. It definitely something that she would have seen in one of her photoplay magazines or the advertisements for the films that she loves to watch so much. This is definitely an outfit that actresses of the late 1910s and chorus girls were wearing. Yes, it's a little bit modernized, but it does have that higher waistline, that cinched in waist that would slowly deteriorate in the 1920s. The fabric's a little bit shiny, but other than that, I actually think it's a great representation. This is what Pearl is seeing on screen. This is what she wants to look like. A very smart choice in costuming. So let's move on to the real star, the red dress. The red audition dress, which is truly the showstopper of the film, and it's the dress that is featured the most in the advertisements, is actually extremely outdated for 1918. And it makes perfect sense for Pearl to go for this dress for an audition. It's not even her dress, it is her mother's dress. Now, this dress would have been very fashionable when Pearl's mother was a young lady, when she was in her 20s and her 30s, but that was 20 years ago. So the style of the red audition dress is actually a lingerie dress. I've never seen a lingerie dress in person or in pictorial evidence that has such a bright color. They tend to be white. They have a black version for morning, and the colored versions that I've seen in real life are very light pastels. Nothing so vibrant as that red. However, I think it was a very intelligent, conscious choice that they chose that red. If she were just wearing a white lingerie dress, it wouldn't be as visually stunning as that red dress is. Pearl loves that dress. She loves her mother's old dresses. You can see that at the beginning of the film. She feels beautiful in them. But then you put her next to Mitzi, and it's like night and day. Mitzi is actually wearing a style that's closer to Pearl's fantasy dress, which is really cool, I think. Mitzi is a fantastic juxtaposition to Pearl. She's everything that the adjudicators want. They want someone who's blonde and all-American. And when Pearl dresses in that red audition dress, it definitely sets her apart from the other young ladies, but not in a good way. A line that really sticks out to me is the line that one of the adjudicators says, that he wants someone younger. Mia Goth looks incredibly young, and I'm going to say Pearl is probably in her early 20s at the latest. I think this was a conscious line written because of what she was wearing. Of course, this is me just diving into my theories, so I might be totally wrong and the curtains might just be blue. This dress was popular almost 20 years ago, and the adjudicator probably remembers when he was younger and he would see the young ladies of his time wearing the newest fashion. Granted, this is a very small town in the United States, so fashion doesn't travel as fast, people aren't as fashion forward, but he is a casting director at the end of the day, so he knows what's in, he knows what's out. But I really do love that red dress because of everything that it symbolizes. It's so many layers, and I feel like I just barely scratched the surface. I could probably write a 5-paragraph essay, but I don't think anybody wants to sit through an hour-long essay of me examining Pearl's red dress. But I will say one more thing about her red dress. Like I said earlier, it's not even hers, it belongs to her mother, and I find that so interesting because her mother and her definitely have a very toxic relationship, but after everything's said and done, it's her mother's comfort that she seeks, and she has that little dream sequence where her mother's speaking to her in German and telling her that she loves her. Pearl wants validation from her mother, and maybe in a way, when she's wearing her mother's clothes, she wants her mother to look at her and say, wow, look how beautiful my daughter is. But it's just such a fascinating representation of the vicious cycle that is Pearl and her mother's relationship. It's a brilliant film. The costumes in this film were very clever, were beautiful to look at, and they are definitely something that will stick in your mind once you watch the movie. I know I focused mostly on Pearl's wardrobe in this because she's the main character, but the other characters have some very interesting wardrobe choices as well. I love Pearl. I think it is a fantastic film. I think it's terrifying. I think it's gruesome, but I also think there is a reason why Pearl resonates so much with young women. It's a great film. I definitely recommend you watch it. I know it's out on DVD and streaming platforms. Pearl might not be a star, but her costumes sure are. And with that, we have come to the end of today's video. I really hope you liked it because I really enjoyed making it and doing the research for this. This is a topic I really love. If you are new here and you enjoyed today's video, please like and subscribe. I post videos bi-weekly. If you have any TV series or films that you'd like me to look at the costumes and analyze, please let me know in the comments down below. I'm always looking for new things to watch too. If you want to see more of my sweaty, poorly lit face, please go ahead and follow me on my social media. I will link it down in the description box below, and I will also have it up here at the end of this video. As always, thank you so much for watching. I really love filming and I love creating videos. It's just really lovely that I get such positive feedback, and I really appreciate it. I am so excited for next time's video. I'm so excited to finally get into the sewing grind again. So I hope to see you all for that, and I hope you enjoy. Have a wonderful couple rest of the weeks, and I will see you soon. Bye!
Why can't we Polly Boo like other sweethearts do?